The music of the newly rebranded Kinsella and Pulse LLC previous albums by the duo were released as Good Luck and simply Tim Kinsella and Jenny Pulse, contains some of the most forward-thinking postmodern pop of the past decade. Their latest, Opening Night, follows 2023's acclaimed Getty Skelter and delivers a tantalizing left turn that finds the maverick experimentalist's restless imaginations and formidable skills undiminished. While the meticulously crafted audio mosaic Getty Skelter showcase the duo's innovative production style and skillful sound design, Opening Night offers listeners a more natural perspective. The fruits of this strategy can be heard in particular throughout the entire first half of Opening Night, a 5-part suite recorded in one uninterrupted take that plays more like a well-curated DJ set than a traditional album side. Kinsella and Pulse LLC arrived at this approach following 4 months of touring across the US and UK, abetted by multi-instrumentalist Theo Katsionis, who performed alongside Kinsella and Joan of Arc. Fresh from the road, the band decamped to Sud Studio in southern Italy, taking full advantage of the studio's collection of vintage gear and instruments. Upon returning to their hometown of Chicago, the band reconnected with longtime collaborator Cooper Crane at the famed Electrical Audio to record additional tunes for the album and add overdubs to Sud Studio tracks, inventively using studio to pay homage to Steve Albini's iconic drum sound by reamping their rolling drum machines through speakers. The band's self-effacing description of their approach on Opening Night is anti-production, but this is somewhat misleading. While their decision to foreground performance over production is clearly audible, the duo's irreverent approach remains more KLF than Carol K. The album opens with Sally, which places Pulse's captivating vocals front and center. Pulse has referred to the band's current sound as Chicago post-rave desert art pop, and this opening cut leaves one to assume that the desert, to which she refers as some 8,000 miles east of California, evoking, as it does, the tantric tube-rattling trance blues of Tinariwan. This sets the tone for the remainder of the record and serves as an ideal introduction to the singular MO of Kinsella and Pulse LLC. Though faithful to the legacy of left-field pop, Kinsella and Pulse consistently add just the right amount of naughty tension and dub-wise dissonance to what are essentially alternate reality chart toppers. Even the central conceit of love, surely one of pop music's fundamental subjects, is given a sassy, cosmopolitan sheen that manages the feat of making Pian to desire sound novel. Throughout Opening Night, songs move in unexpected directions, with hairpin, almost prog-like jump cuts into breakbeats, field recordings, and studio chatter. Elsewhere, cathartic, Fugazi-worthy anthems collide with vintage farfisas and 808s, and long outros disintegrate into interludes like the brief but bracing Brutal, which sounds a bit like Kevin Drum deconstructing Konono No. 1. This segs improbably into Watch and See, which begins like the band is about to dive headfirst into a cover of INX's Need You Tonight. It would be an oversight to neglect mentioning Kinsella and Pulse's evocative lyrics. Kinsella, in particular, the author of several novels, is rightfully celebrated as one of the most talented and original wordsmiths to emerge from the 90s DIY punk scene, and on songs like Cracked Factory Wall, the finest song to ever name-check doomed actor John Cazale, he expertly wields descriptive language to paint vivid, dreamlike scenarios. You appeared like the word yes, sculpted in glass and pumped full of smoke. You appeared like a life-saving joke. Time just right, not too funny. Of course, this being a band of irreverent lifers, it's not at all push cart prize bait. Refreshingly, Kinsella and Pulse also instinctually know when to cut to the chase. as when Kinsella nonchalantly sings on one of the record's many delightful "Did I hear that right" moments. I fucking hate my dad. Opening night is the sound of 3 decades of post-punk underground dance music, and the avant-garde culminating in a singular vision of smart mutant pop, adding to a continuum that runs from David Bowie and Sylvian all the way to Shudder to Think and Gang Gang Dance. Imagine if SST-era Sonic Youth had been influenced less by Glenn Branca and the Ramones than by Juan Atkins and the Residents. Such is the intoxicating and irresistible duality of Kinsella and Pulse LLC, who, with opening night, deliver their finest work to date. In conclusion, when asked for a statement, this is the best we could come up with. In the spirit of pure play, we made this record with our friends, traveling, eating, drinking, dancing, singing, smoking, walking, talking, etc. under the sun and moon. We locate ourselves in the traditions of the KLF, the Nation of Ulysses, and motherfucking MC5. Hallelujah equals whoopee! And we ascribe to Keats's concept of negative capability. If listening to our music you feel lost, that means you get it. It's questions, not answers. The universe is wiggly, and our most serious work now as musicians and people is to laugh at the fascists.